This is a topic which interests everybody, and we come across almost every day in our day-to-day practice. And this is one of the commonest, rather common ocular emergencies. The range of cases that we normally see, it is very variable, starting from small corneal aberration to a badly lacerated injury, open globe injury. And the patient may present at the initial part with 6/6 vision, and some of the patient may come with complete loss of PL. Now, same is true when we go into the incidence of ocular trauma. There are a lot of studies are available in the literature if you go through, but no consistent epidemiological study has been conducted so far. Now, if you see in 1976, when the prevalence of cataract blindness was studied, during that time, ICMR studied, and they found out that there is 1.2% of total blindness is the ocular trauma or its sequelae. WHO has shown 1 to 5% of ocular trauma. Primary site of injury, as has been reported, you can see by the various sources that it is cornea. That means the cornea bears the brunt of the trauma, whether it is posterior segment or scleral rupture or any other place. Rarely it is spared, cornea is spared. Most frequent cause of infective keratitis, as has been reported by Dr. Srinivasan, is the ocular trauma. It may be vegetable matter, it may be metallic metal, or it may be anything else, which can produce a minor abrasion or is maybe cut in the cornea, and finally they get infected and produce infective keratitis. Urban area, the ocular prevalence of ocular trauma is 2.4%, as it has been reported by Watts et al. In 2008. So, global impact, if you see in the ocular trauma, it is minor to severe in 55 million people, as reported in the literature by WHO. Out of which 1.6 million go blind almost every day. This is a global incidence, and some of them become incapacitated. They cannot do the day-to-day work due to the ocular trauma. The terminology is also variable from place to place, country to country, and from clinic to clinics. And if you see, most common classification and the terminology is followed these days is the Birmingham eye trauma terminology given by Kuhn in 2002. But there are few legacies in this one, or lacunae, which is not a complete classification. It's difficult to follow in some of the cases. I'm not going to go into detail of those things. International Society of Ocular Trauma, that ISOT, which is a recognized body, they have also given classification. That is also not a very complete classification. Ocular Trauma Society of India, another classification given by Dr. B. Shukla about 5 years or 6 years back. He published it in IGO, and also he published in his book. That classification has a little comprehensive, but one or two areas is lagging behind, particularly the posterior portion of the eye, where macular injury and optic nerve injury is not properly mentioned. Same is orbital trauma, was not included earlier, but it has been included now. Now, going into the spectrum of corneal injury, if we see that it may be, as I told you in the beginning, that it may be a small abrasion in the cornea, but if you just take it lightly, it may lead into a severe condition, and patient may lose vision because of the corneal opacity or the corneal blindness. Even it may lead into the endophthalmitis type of picture. So here you see there are a few interesting cases. You can see a corneal foreign body with infiltration on the top, this side. Then there is a small iron foreign body with a corneal rust ring. And you can see an insect, is there any pointer? Now you see an insect shrink inside the cornea and it has gone into the anterior chamber and also injured the lens. This is due to insect bite, bee sting injury. Now this is the thing that we see commonly in automobile accidents, or it's a mostly mechanical injury, automobile accident, or you can see in cases of industrial trauma. It may be associated with multiple injury in the sense that it can be patient can have other part body injuries. And along with that, not only the cornea is involved, it can involve the sclera, it can go into the lens and damage, and may go further into the posterior segment. So this is a very serious injury, and my subsequent speaker is going to deal with all these problems. I'm just giving you the glance of what we see normally in corneal injury. Now this is a case of mine blast, where there was multiple foreign body in the cornea. This young patient came to us from Afghanistan. Both eyes were damaged, and if you go on picking this small foreign body one by one, rather one is going to damage the cornea more than to do good to the cornea. So in such situation, as far as possible, central area, you can spare that portion, remove whatever foreign body is there in the eye from the peripheral part, and patient can go with the corneal grafting. But one must do a good evaluation of the posterior segment and consult the posterior segment surgeon. This type of cases, as I shown in earlier one and this one, the primary management is most important. If you do the primary management, the outcome of the surgery will be good. So this condition, one has to evaluate properly and then go in for surgery. Another common thing we see in our practice is that chemical injury. This is particularly industries where the chemicals are dealt with, and finally they get this type of injury. And domestic chemical injuries are also possible. If you have seen some of the cases commonly come with the tuna. People use tuna with the pan and all. By chance, without knowing the thing, what is happening, the person may take it, particularly the children, they take that tuna and fall in the eye and give a severe chemical reaction on the cornea. So these are some of the domestic injuries you can see. Other domestic injuries are commonly seen during festive season, the bow and arrow injury, particularly after Dussehra, and some of the firework injury that you see after Diwali. This is thermal injury. You can see there is damage to the lid and there is damage to the cornea also. Now, iatrogenic corneal trauma, you can see there is a birth trauma. You can see there is a Descemet's folds here. And Descemet detachment, you can see during the phacoemulsification surgery. These type of injuries, particularly Descemet detachment, they should be dealt properly and as early as possible without waiting much, so that this Descemet can get attached to the cornea properly. Then mitomycin C can also produce this type of havoc on the cornea with the melting of the cornea. This was following pterygium excision, and mitomycin C was given, and finally the patient resulted into this condition. And another condition, nowadays you don't see of these cases commonly, this is post-RK. They come with a rupture of the globe. All the incision are there. Some of the incision may give away with a very minimal trauma. So these are the iatrogenic injuries. I'm not going into the details of all these things, but one must remember to document these cases properly when the case is seen for the first time. If he is referring the case, he must send with the proper record to the tertiary center or the next advanced center. The cases, particularly if they are not cooperative, they are to be examined under general anesthesia and manage the associated problems. So these are the things that I have already pointed out. Primary goal, primary management, that is save the eye, proper stitching of the cornea, and the patient should be told in clear terms the prognosis. Nobody should jump that today's 6x6 vision is there. What is going to happen after maybe within a week or 10 days, nobody can predict. So one has to be a little conservative in declaring the prognosis of the case. A good epidemiological study is important to plan for the management of ocular trauma and an uniform protocol. Training and fellowship. We have already started training and fellowship under the agencies of Ocular Trauma Society of India. Few centers we have already recognized, and those centers, they are specially trained on ocular trauma. Indian eye trauma registry is also important because unless we have a registry, we do not know the magnitude of magnitude of ocular trauma in our country. That is what I thought, that I will give you a little spectrum of the corneal injury, and along with is future planning how one can deal with this thing. Thank you.